On the morning of September 11th, 2001, a team of video journalists went into the streets of New York City. Over the next 24 hours, they captured the horror and human drama of the unfolding tragedy.
We were clearing each floor systematically, hundreds and hundreds of people coming down.
You got innocent people that left their families at home, didn't even have a chance.
The whole left tower is no more.
Let's get in here!
And then all of a sudden it hit again. We kept on running, and the tower came. Next thing we know, we don't see one nor two.
Everybody that was on that plane is dead. We don't know how many people are dead in the World Trade Center.
All the steel from the building, all the facade from the building, there's papers everywhere. Looks like a war zone.
Tuesday, September 11th, 2001, New York City. People are in a hurry. It's business as usual. It's election day, the New York primary, and for lots of kids, it's the first day of school. As people will later remember, the day dawns crisp and clear, a perfect fall morning in New York. People on their way to work can read about the economy, but sports dominate the headlines. Will Barry Bonds break the home run record? Will Michael Jordan return to the NBA? That's what's on people's minds on the morning of September 11th, 2001. It's just a typical day in New York. Then, at 8:45 a.m., everything changes forever. Out of nowhere, American Airlines Flight Number 11 crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. A landmark of the New York City skyline for a generation, the 1,362-foot-high World Trade Center Number 1 hemorrhages smoke and flames. New Yorkers, used to the sound of sirens, turn south, standing stunned in the street, gaping at the hole in the burning tower. A first wave of firemen, police, and EMS crews from all across the city descends on Lower Manhattan.
That we were clearing each floor systematically, and as we were going up, of course, people were coming down. Hundreds and hundreds of people coming down.
Any public vehicle that can support the rescue effort is commandeered. Firefighters are carted to ground zero by the busload, and the morning's just begun. Smoke and flames continue to pour out of the Trade Center. The plane has pierced the building's steel and glass shell, cutting off anyone above the 90th floor from any possible escape. They are effectively doomed. On the street, talk is of a horrible accident. 9:03 a.m. Even from the streets below, New Yorkers sense the panic and terror in the burning tower. Then, as suddenly as the first, a second plane appears in the sky. The eyes of the world, already focused on the World Trade Center, watch in horror as another hijacked airliner slams into the 1,368-foot-high South Tower. The two buildings now burn like gigantic matchsticks in an inferno of jet fuel.
I saw two planes coming down.
"9:43 a.m.
This was all calculated, man.
At the same exact time, man.
Unthinkably, the news gets worse. A third hijacked plane crashes into the Pentagon in Washington. The country's worst fears are confirmed. America has suffered a devastating terrorist attack. People are scared. No one knows if the attacks have ended. Still, as the city is transfixed in horror, few understand the inexorable physics of high-rise construction. The towers cannot withstand such mortal blows. 10:05 a.m. After burning for just over an hour, the weakened South Tower of the World Trade Center collapses on top of itself. In an instant, it is erased from the Manhattan skyline.
And then we heard Maydays go out on everybody's radio. People down, officers down, Mayday, Mayday. And it was at that point that we stopped continuing going up on the floors and started heading downstairs. And when we started heading downstairs, we tried to come down as fast as we can.
It all happened so fast. The damage is so extreme. The magnitude of the disaster is incomprehensible.
The whole left tower is no more. Look, there is no left tower anymore. We were just standing here and all of a sudden the whole left tower just collapsed like sawdust. And if you look down there, it's just one big huge dust cloud.
All of New York becomes consumed with the rescue effort. The entire city holds its breath, hoping the worst is over. But it is not over. Emergency services go into crisis mode. Securing important sites against more attacks is on everyone's mind. Subways, bridges, tunnels, and roadways are shut down.
Lincoln Holland tunnels, George Washington Bridge are all closed. The Tappan Zee Bridge is open at this time. East River bridges and tunnels in and out of Manhattan are also shut down at this time, as is all of the airport activity nationwide.
I feel so bad for the people that were in that building. All the people trying to get out, all the rescue workers that must have been around the building when it came down. It's just unbelievable. It's just like a bad dream.
Those at a safe distance from Ground Zero are desperate for news of loved ones.
If what happened to the second left tower, the right tower, the same thing is going to happen. The right tower is still standing, but what happened to the left tower? They can't get up there and stop that fire. That whole same thing's going to happen to the right tower.
10:10 a.m. The barrage ends when a fourth hijacked plane crashes 80 miles southeast of Pittsburgh.
It's believed that this plane was a Boeing 767. It crashed just about 10 o'clock this morning, 8 miles east of Jennerstown. That's in Somerset County. We stress Somerset County, Pennsylvania, not New Jersey.
10:28 a.m. The drama in Lower Manhattan comes full circle.
But we just ran up the street as fast as we can, picking up people and pushing them down the street.
Gotta get them out of here. Send them
No trains.
The North Tower collapses, triggering a tidal wave of smoke and debris. Some on the ground narrowly avoid the falling skyscraper.
Smith, the whole building, watch the debris come down the street. Don't open the door, pull away from the windows. Don't open the door. Get behind.
Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Look at the shadow of death.
Oh my God. You're right. Oh my God, you saved my life. You saved my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
The world just went black. And at that point, everybody was scrambling to breathe. There was no daylight at all.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God!
Everyone's dead.
Are we okay? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh my God, I cannot believe it.
The equivalent of nuclear winter sets in over lower Manhattan.
No, it's over. Back! Let's see. Everybody back, let's go!
Can you go this way, please? Work with me here. Work with me.
I imagine all those rescue workers and everybody that was down here trying to render assistance are probably dead. World Trade Center towers aren't there anymore. If you look down the road, it's covered in debris, and all of New York's finest and all of their bravest firefighters are probably not alive.
On everyone's mind, the fate of thousands of office workers and those first on the scene to rescue them.
Father, can we ask you a few questions?
You don't want to.
Were you down there?
Since about 10 minutes to 9, the terrorists attacked. Evidently, they hijacked planes and they slammed into the Twin Towers. Both of them are down. So.
Did you hear that Washington got hit as well?
Tommy? Yeah, I'm going to give blood at the hospital. They asked for volunteers, okay? Sorry to...
What religious in their right mind who believe in God would do something like this? How could they do that, bro?
Because in other countries they're giving their families money to blow up. They're saying they're heroes.
That's not a hero. He's destroyed millions of lives by doing this.
All around the city and in surrounding areas, people stop in the street and stare, horrified, frightened, confused.
The whole building just fell.
The entire city is suddenly in mourning.
The second one just came down.
I work in the work. I don't pay attention.
Yeah, the second building just fell.
The scene here is reminiscent of a nuclear winter. There is dust in the street. It is 3-4 inches high. I can't tell you.
The second plane I actually saw came in and hit it. Yeah. Came from Staten Island, and it was like a DC, looked like a DC-10. To see that, I mean, that was devastating. I mean, you got innocent people that didn't even have a chance. Didn't even have a chance. Left their families at home.
They were trying to put the fire out down there with towel ladders, but
when it was on the 4th floor, we were trying to.
Well, we got all kinds of water problems. The two trade buildings took out the mains. There's no way to put the fire out.
A fireman from Engine Company 15 on Manhattan's Lower East Side was one of the first on the scene.
Pretty much, if you were in a building, I think you were safe. You know, anybody in the street, forget it. The rubble on Liberty Street's 5 feet high. There's twisted I-beams and just stuff you wouldn't. Yeah, if you looked at it, it looks like World War III. You're gonna need cranes. You know, you're not even gonna move that stuff with payloaders. You're gonna need a crane and torches to cut it up, move it. And you know damn well, whoever was over the top of the crashes was stuck there. How are you going to get down?
There were a lot of people.
So I mean, I don't know what floor that the planes crashed into, but if it's in the middle anywhere, well, then you got 25,000 people in each building right off the bat.
Yeah.
down below.
The smoke and ash form a suffocating dark cloud. Thousands at ground zero are made sick by the acrid air.
I was in the 22nd floor, 1 World Trade Center.
Everyone lucky enough to make it out alive has a horror story to tell.
We wait until second blast because we have to make sure that the people are out also. Almost all the people were out. We opened the doors and everything. And make sure the stairs doors are open so people can get out easily. Fire department was working with us. But after the second blast, everything was so dark. We decided we have to go out. And I was waiting outside to make sure that our team workers are okay. But in the third blast, I couldn't even breathe, so I had to get out. It was so much dust. I was like 3 blocks away, and after that, so dark and I can't even breathe. I guess I'm okay.
Dude.
Anybody have a
You
cell
all right?
phone we can use?
It's not working, no signal.
88, One World Trade.
72. You're on 88? Yeah. How'd you live through that?
Sheer luck.
That's where the planes hit.
We made it. We got that first secondary explosion really got us spooked because we were in the building. We came down and we were meandering, eyeballing, and then all of a sudden it hit again. We kept on running, and the tower came. Next thing we know, we don't see one nor two. We were hanging around up there thinking everything was over.
Well, we tried
That's what we were doing. We went in to make a phone call. We almost didn't come back.
When we were in, and we were on 20th floor? 21, and you know, all of we were looking out the window, we were getting our air because it was a clear floor, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then we just hightailed out of there, went in one stairway, was full of smoke, got down, still was just meandering out of there, looked up, we saw one down, we saw two down, and we saw the vista take, you know, gouged, and then all of a sudden the tower came down on one, went into a building, everybody was running, firemen, everybody. And then all of a sudden, you know, we look up and there's no towers no more. Fans are starting to shake now.
Yes.
I'm going to be a good boy tonight.
Just press talk.
There's Jerry's. Mary there? Oh, you heard about what happened? Okay, I'm okay. Could you do me a favor? Could you try to get her at home and tell her that I'm okay? Yeah. Who am I speaking of? Karen, hi, yeah. We just got out, we barely made it out. A few minutes ago there was 1 and 2 World Trade Center and then there's nothing.
Number 1 just came down, the whole building's gone.
There's people.
Number 1, the complete building fell down.
People in there.
We gotta get ourselves at least a couple of holes and stretch off hydrants.
Beaten troops pull back after a first assault on the smoldering rubble and debris.
I tried to breathe through my t-shirt, I tried to breathe into my arm, but it was just no good. There was no breathing available.
The only thing that saved us, actually, we were all laying down. We lost communication and somebody was yelling, follow my voice. So we crawled through the muck and you couldn't breathe and you're thrown up and we got pulled into a bagel store. So in the bagel store they had water and oxygen.
Even veteran firefighters are in shock, just trying to come to grips with the enormity of the destruction.
They had a total recall of all the off-duty firemen to come in. So I would imagine we're all going to be camped out at the firehouse for the next few days. Because we have the equipment's all decimated, manpower's decimated. You know, we got to get back into, you know, this stuff doesn't stop because of this.
Yeah.
You know, we got to keep going. So,
I don't know how.
I'm going to go to funerals.
Chief, help me, 76 is right here.
This time, though, the loss hits close to home. As many as 300 firefighters are unaccounted for and feared dead. Those who are able attend to their own.
Plane hit it, and bodies were spinning out. He said about 20 bodies. That first one probably shook up a lot of people, and they just took head for the hills.
Strewn across lower Manhattan are twisted piles of steel and knee-deep layers of ash. There's enough concrete to form a sidewalk 5 feet wide between New York and Washington, D.C. Enough steel to build 20 more Eiffel Towers and nearly 14 acres of glass.
They told me firemen are trapped in the subway, ladder 7. So I got to their rig, grabbed some of the equipment, and I went down in the subway. And that's when the second tower fell while I was in that subway. And the dust chased us out towards the other end. We came to the street, we couldn't come out, we had to go back in.
Hello?
But I went pretty deep. Nobody to be found. It's pitch black there. Nobody to be found.
It was all in a day's work. But no firefighter had ever had a day like this before.
He's just got to get out. I'm getting him out of here. He was in the collapse. He got buried.
See the tail of the plane going in.
We were in the stairway. That was the collapse of the first building. That was that one? Then the second one, top started coming down, and it worked its way down. It was like a fucking stairway up there. I guess that big hole, it was burning, it just took him right down. What you say, you saw the plane coming down?
10:45 a.m.
In New York, events started to unfold in Washington. A plane hit the Pentagon.
Reliable news is hard to come by. It's difficult to know what's happening or what to believe.
The State Department has been evacuated. The president, who was in Florida, went before cameras to denounce, as you would expect, and as we would expect, this terrorist attack, promising to hunt down those responsible. It was the president himself who first used, at least as I heard the story unfold today, the word terrorism. There was no doubt in his mind, at least.
Rumors and speculation substitute for real information.
The first plane I heard went all the way through the Twin Towers. It went right through it, in and out the other side.
Yeah.
And then that's the one that collapsed first.
The plane just went into the Pentagon.
And they hit Seattle.
They just hit Camp David. One plane just hit Camp David.
So it happened down in Washington? Yeah. They hit the mall near the monument. 2 more planes just been
hijacked out of the Bahamas, but they didn't hit United States airspace yet.
The worst stories are of people who know people who work in the World Trade Center.
You know anybody that working there?
I hope my sister-in-law wasn't down there. My niece just left from down there and she moved out. I mean, she's working in Jersey, but I got a sister-in-law work down in there. I hope she ain't down in there.
People are dialing their cell phones in vain. Their cell phones are not working. People are cursing whoever could have done this. One man said to me that this is worse than Pearl Harbor.
Definitely feels like World War III, that's for sure. What else could it be? I mean, look what we did when Pearl Harbor was bombed.
We are at war now.
Yeah, we're at war.
We're definitely at war. I was on the bus when it first happened, when the first explosion occurred. 2 minutes after it happened, and there was a passenger behind me. It said that there's a plane that just ran into the World Trade Center, and everyone was like not believing it. But I was from the bus, I could see the smoke billowing, and then just as he had said that, he said, "Oh my God, there's just been another plane that's hit the World Trade Center," and everyone is advising not to use the subways, and that's when it happened. It happened it was very calculated, between 9 and 9:30, because I remember the second plane that went down was 9:18. One of the bus drivers said to me, "Let's hope that it was the second plane hit the building because they could not see through the smoke." But later on, people were expressing that it was a hijacked plane and that we were indeed attacked.
find a payphone to take it to.
Long lines form at the few public phones still working. Circuits are overloaded. Cell phones are unreliable too.
Two more flights that may have been hijacked. They've lost contact with the pilots on both those planes, and we'll get more information as soon as we can. Lisa, Michael, back to you.
Is that video or still?
Oh, it's still. You see the two towers?
Two towers that were there, that were monuments, landmarks, and now they're not there anymore because of somebody running around crazy somewhere having vendettas against the United States of America. This is really, it's beyond words, it's beyond description right now, to think that people would have this incomprehensible feeling of hate and revenge against citizens of the United States. For what reason? For what reason? Why should people be behaving like this? It's incomprehensible.
Where are we going to go from now on? Are we going to worry about our taxes? Are we going to worry about our water heater or brakes in our car? We have to look at our country and come together and make sure that we protect the things that we hold so dear to us.
I saw the first building collapse and and I saw the second building just collapse, and the American people, they don't deserve this. This is terrible. Just terrible. Do you live here? It's a sad day today. We're visiting, and my husband's on business here, and it's a sad, sad day.
From the Netherlands, from Holland, and we had plans to go to the building today, and yeah, this happened. Unbelievable. I don't know, there is an office there for which I'm working for, and I don't know whether my colleagues are still there. I can't reach them.
Only emergency personnel will be allowed past these lines.
My nephew's in there, I got friends in there. I'll apologize tomorrow if I'm wrong. Tomorrow there'll be too many people dead. There's nothing to talk about. They hit my family. Okay, I think it's them, I'll hit them back. That's right.
11:02 a.m. Triage centers are set up on the streets of Lower Manhattan.
All right, guys, you're hit by a lot. It's critical.
Doctors and nurses, EMS workers, and hundreds of volunteers prepare for floods of casualties.
Rush around. All right? Let's not have 7 running at once. All right? One board in transit.
Nothing is running. Nothing. No radios, nothing's running.
No subways.
There's no subways down there.
There is no subway, sir. The transit authority said that everything is shut down by order of NYPD. That is what I got. We have lost everything. Nothing is moving in or out of the city. All subway service is dead. We are out of business as of right now. Until further notice.
Do they have an idea of when it's going to resume, or like
until that smoke clears up, until the structure is safe, there is nothing moving.
Okay.
I found out on the radio it was a commercial airliner that hit that building. Everybody that was on that plane is dead. We don't know how many people are dead in the World Trade Center. So there's nothing going to be moving.
I don't have time to tell you how to get there. Either walk or go further north, trains will be running up. You could walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. If you want to go to Brooklyn.
Swim. You want to take the bridge?
Yeah. Stay out of Manhattan.
I can't get off. I'm stuck here. I live out by Jersey. I live out in Jersey by Pennsylvania. I'm just stuck here for the remainder of this.
You can't catch no cab, but you can take that bus. The bus is taking people over the bridge into Brooklyn. See them loading up on the bus on the left side? Thank you, man.
Donovan is a volunteer EMS worker who has worries of his own.
If you look up at the sky where they used to be, you can see straight through. There's nothing there, just sky.
And I have my mother and my brother that work in the same building, and I know nothing of them.
Do you know if they're okay?
I don't know anything yet.
They were in the trade center? Your mother and your brother?
Yeah.
Have you been trying to call them?
Constantly. And I know nothing of them yet.
And you're going to volunteer here and hopefully get a call out to them?
Yep. They always told me take care of other people before, you know, never be stingy and always help when you can help. And that's what I'm doing now. I don't know anything about them. When I do find out, then I can help them. Until then, I'll stay here and help these people.
Yet the news keeps getting worse. But at most triage centers, there are few victims and little to do but wait.
Yeah, have some water over there. I'll put them back here. It's hard to get through because all the cops are blocking everything. They were just as confused as we were, you know. And I know my way around these streets, so I kind of zigzagged along and got here. Everybody was. At first, it was a small group of volunteers. Then it just exploded up. It's great to see. It's great to see people in New York come together like this. You know, you'd think it'd be all like a big mob. Everybody's taking it pretty well, I guess.
You don't want to go south.
1:27 p.m. A command post is set up at Stuyvesant High School, 5 blocks north of the Trade Center.
And they also hit the Pentagon.
I was there, yeah.
Are you going back?
My job.
Good luck.
Firefighters line up for the payphones to tell loved ones that they were among the lucky ones who made it out alive.
Bomb in the building. Start clearing out.
They're saying there's a bomb maybe in the high school on either side of the building. So they're pulling back.
The blocks around Ground Zero are unrecognizable. Streets are covered in ash, and the Twin Towers reduced to rubble.
Watch your back, watch your back. What's up, bro? What are you doing downtown?
Stay within eye contact of me. Where I am.
With the arrival of fresh troops from Connecticut and New Jersey, the teams regroup and prepare to go back in.
See where the white smoke is? You see this thing leaning like this? It's definitely coming. There's no way to stop it. Because you have to go up in there to put it out, and it's already, the structural integrity is not there in the building. It's tough. This is beyond.
The scope of the disaster is unimaginable. The job ahead, seemingly impossible.
You know, we can handle just about everything. This is beyond.
4:15 p.m. More and more emergency personnel join the search and rescue effort. But they know their job has just begun.
Water. Water. Like needed. Water. Water. Water.
Donovan has good news.
He paid me, I called him back. He told me that they evacuated me out the building, but he didn't know where my mom was at. So he doesn't know if my mom made it out or didn't make it out. But 1 out of 2 ain't bad yet. Just gotta wait and see.
When did you get the news?
About 5 minutes ago. I'm happy. My brother made it out, man.
Yes. Yes.
That was there. Just want to see my mom's made it out. And I'll be 100% joyful.
He hasn't heard from her?
No. He hasn't heard from my mom.
Where was he?
He was on the 38th floor. Second World Trade. So I have to 10 now.
Even with fewer casualties than expected, at least emergency workers have something to do, something to keep them busy.
Right here.
As the day's events begin to sink in, New Yorkers are numb.
I run to my work. I got upstairs on the 14th floor. I look out the window. I see the building on flames. Then I see the other plane just like crashing into it, and you know, everything just went into flames and smoke, and it was just like unbelievable. It was just like watching TV from home, you know? It was just crazy. Crazy. I have no words to describe the whole situation. It was just like unbelievable. It was just like nothing, you know, it's like a nightmare, you know? A whole nightmare.
St. Vincent's Hospital in Greenwich Village is the closest trauma center to Ground Zero. Preparing for the worst, hospitals across the city mobilize all available personnel.
What's the latest right now?
As far as what? What's happening?
Nothing really. There's just donating blood. A lot of EMT workers and fire workers have been coming in. You know, a couple of civilians. But the ambulances aren't coming as much here. I don't know if they're going to a near a hospital or what. But we have nothing but staff ready. They're waiting. Literally, we've got people from other hospitals. We have whole other clinics that closed down, and all their people are here. And we've stripped, like the cancer center on 15th Street. All their supplies and all their doctors is here right now. They're very slow. If you notice yourself, it's like one at a time. You just expect more, so there must be somewhere between here and there must be another hospital they're going to. You know, but they have a lot of patients inside too. So.
What becomes immediately clear to the hundreds of waiting medical personnel is that there are only a handful of injured compared to the 50,000 workers in the World Trade Center towers on any given day. And yet most of the stretchers remain empty. Most of the workers just keep waiting for casualties to arrive.
There are two major trauma centers, us and Bellevue, and I think we're getting at least half, maybe more. But unfortunately, there are the majority of the people are still down there.
At triage centers too, all they can do is stay prepared. Like the rest of New York, there's little to do but wait and try to get news any way they can. The city settles into a state of suspended animation. The streets are virtually empty, except for rescue and medical workers. And yet the casualties never arrive. In the end, there will be many victims, but few survivors. 5:20 p.m. Around Ground Zero are some of New York's more upscale residential neighborhoods. Many residents become instantly homeless. Those who can get into their buildings gather belongings and prepare to leave the area. An eerie calm descends over the city. Smoke still billows from the rubble at Ground Zero. Bridges and mass transit are closed. New Yorkers are asked to stay off the streets. And still, rescue workers are brought in by the truckload. Teams of volunteers spread out across lower Manhattan, supporting the rescue effort in any way they can. Pieces of plywood and 2x4s equal makeshift stretchers. Sadly, few will be needed. The relief efforts continue to gear up for thousands and thousands of casualties, The mobilization of volunteers is massive. Ultimately, much more than will be needed. Donovan has more good news.
Mother's home, my brother's home, everybody's safe. Good. Happy.
News stories about casualties are still based mostly on speculation, but one thing is certain. Few New Yorkers will be even 1 degree of separation away from terrible loss.
Excuse me, miss. Can we ask you questions?
Sure.
From do you live down that way, or? So were you there when it all happened? Are you being evacuated right now?
No, we were this morning.
And then you go back and get some stuff, or?
We went back up in the dorms, yeah.
Oh, you're a student?
Yeah.
Where you go to NYU?
Pace.
So they're evacuating all the dorms and all the students out of there now?
They did this morning.
And they're not going to let you go back in at all?
Oh, they're back in now. I just didn't want to stay.
And you're from New York?
I'm from Georgia.
So this is all very...
Yeah, this stuff doesn't happen in Georgia. So, yeah.
Are you frightened of being in New York right now?
No, I'm not scared. I was this morning. Really bad.
Did you see it all happen, or you just...
I watched the entire thing from my window.
What'd you see?
I saw the plane hit, and I saw the building fall, and then I couldn't see anything because of the smoke.
People want to help, but don't know how. A terrible sense of helplessness descends over the city. And still, the constant wail of sirens fills the wide avenues and narrow streets. It is the sound of fresh teams of rescue workers continuing to flood into lower Manhattan. 9:37 p.m. Throughout the night, fires continue to burn. Rescue efforts are hampered by shifting debris.
Have you been down there?
Yes, I have.
How's it going?
They need a lot of heavy equipment to get everybody out.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of heavy steel in the street.
Do you think there's a lot of people alive still?
I really don't want to speculate.
What does it look like down there?
Looks like a war zone. All the steel from the building, all the facade from the building, there's papers everywhere. You know, it's devastating, very devastating.
For all the rescue workers, exhaustion begins to set in.
Watch your step there, brother.
Yet they go on.
There they go. Let's keep close to the right. I'm guessing, what's this, messy up here? Everything you want to ask?
"18 search and rescue teams remain on the scene and work through the night. All 56 FBI field offices around the country join the investigation. For the FBI, Ground Zero is one enormous crime scene. Locating the 2 black box flight recorders from each plane is priority number 1. It's lonely, dirty work, but the hope of finding more casualties keeps rescue workers on the scene around the clock.
You can't. You gotta go. This is all closed off anyway. It's a frozen zone.
You gotta go.
No good.
You gotta go. How can we get out?
There you go, bro.
Straight down the block.
Can we get a shot right here and then we'll leave?
No, you really gotta go. There's debris on this roof that could fall and kill you at any moment, so I
Okay.
appreciate it if you just
Thanks.
move on.
Thanks, guys. Sorry.
120 dump trucks cart debris away from Ground Zero. Barges ferry bodies across the Hudson River to morgues in New Jersey.
Where we're always free to choose, never free enough to find. I wish something would break, 'cause we're running out of time. And I'm overcome, yeah. I'm overcome. Holy water in my lungs. Women in the street pulling out their hair. My master's in the yard giving light to the unaware. This plastic little place is just a step amongst the stairs. And I am overcome, yeah. I am overcome. And spin around, your help is here. But I'm parked in this open space, blocking the gates of love. And I am overcome, yeah. I am overcome.
"6:52 a.m., Wednesday morning, September 12, 2001. As the sun rises over New York, the city is in a state of shock. Manhattan's skyline is permanently scarred. The Twin Towers are gone. Untold thousands are dead or unaccounted for. 8:30 a.m., 24 hours after the attack on the World Trade Center. People are still trying to fathom the magnitude of the destruction, the enormity of the loss. 24 hours later, a shroud of uncertainty intensifies over the city. There is a sense that no place is genuinely safe. And everyone knows that life will never be the same again.
I was coming back from my biochemistry class. I went into the elevator, went to the 20th floor. We have a killer view of what used to be the great Manhattan skyline. And we saw one tower standing just atop of it because there was so much smoke. And then next thing you knew, you saw the second one come down. And that was when like everything just flipped upside down. All right, this is an information and kiosk that was started by Columbia University, and now it's mostly being handled by students. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, jackets. Jackets have been a really...
Are we dumping things out of bags? Or would we just kind of empty that out into
Let's empty them out. If there's socks and things, yeah, let's just empty them out into the big bags. And we realized we were completely short of materials. All the supplies that were being supplied were not getting to the Javits Center. That's the main command control center for everything that's going on. So I came back up here and it's like, all right, we need insoles. Who do we call? And we just started calling random offices in the local area. Said, will you donate stuff?
I was walking across campus and I saw Talia standing by all of the supplies that she had gotten donated, and I thought that it was Thursday and I just really wanted to do something, and I saw that and I just kind of picked up from there. So Talia's the reason I am doing anything really right now.
The firemen had been asking for Gatorade, and in fact, one of the greatest things we saw down there is that little children had been writing messages on the Gatorade bottles for the firemen saying, "You're our heroes and you'll always be our heroes," and it was like so great to see and hear. Yeah, I should be leaving around 12, and I have to call ahead of time and make sure they need all the volunteers. You see, what we're trying to do is get people down there. The hours between 2 and 8 a.m. are when they have the least people. We're going to be going down to the Javits Center, and we're going to be trying to speak to the managers and get the rest of the stuff done. Speak to Amy and Anna, the people that I actually know down there, and then probably just going to end up, working for the rest of the night, whatever it is that needs to be done, and bringing down some crowbars with me because people donated them, and we don't actually. I don't think we have many pickaxes or crowbars or shovels or anything. All right, guys, we're heading out now.
Let's go.
Bye.
See you guys. Thanks again. Take care.
Yeah. Keep up the good work. You actually caught me on the first day that I've been sort of returning to normalcy. Like, I actually have had some sleep, and we went to Tom's. I actually left the campus, and I went. I left the campus for doing something else other than going down there.
Genuine.
Everybody's being nicer than usual now. Hi, I have clearance. I'm here with Anna and Frank.
Crowbars or one crowbar?
Ooh. These here are the women running everything. This is them.
We were all here the day after the disaster. We met Thalia later on that night, and we were giving orders to take all of the donations from that side of the street over here.
No,
I'm here.
It's good, good. We need people like, when there's work to be done, you just do it. That's the way it is.
Okay, we like to cheap people.
Let's go. We're gonna put stuff away.
We can throw like frisbees too, but we don't want to hurt.
People acting out against Muslims is amazing.
Some people, they come out and they say, oh, you're Arab, oh, you're Muslim.
Over the weekend, there were 232 incidents that were reported.
I believe 1 or 2 Pakistani taxi drivers, they beat him up.
Oh, really?
The very first day, yes.
This is a free country and everybody has a right and you cannot label anybody. Just like I would
given America a lot of reason to feel the way America feels.
It's actually very important for us to not point fingers at a religion.
I have a lot of family that were by that building. I grew up here. I'm a New Yorker. I'm American. You know what I mean? I understand. I'm not saying you're not.
This is specifically for the tragedy, and I don't think that people should be discriminated against based on what they wear.
In general, the American people feel right now a lot of anger and a lot of upset. We're not directing it because if we were directing it, we definitely could overpower the population.
We should not be held responsible for outside terrorist acts.
You got to think about when you look on the TV now, they're dancing over there and they're giving out cakes and everyone's happy that this happened to the American people. So you got to look at both sides.
It's really good that you caught that because it's very important to see, you know, how we're struggling with this every single day. You know, pointing at the guy with the clothes and then saying your people, your leader, as if, you know, that one person represents the leader of the entire Muslim world. We are an online portal that helps facilitate online donations to various humanitarian causes around the world. We are going to go to Little India here in Manhattan on Lexington Avenue, where we are going to go into different restaurants and stores to hand out incident report forms and civil rights of all Muslims in the United States information. Hi. Hi, how are you? We are Muslims who are going around in the community to educate people about the civil rights that we have as Americans here in the United States.
So what we're doing is we're bringing to you, to your store, for you to distribute a sheet that has the U.S. Commission of Civil Rights phone number, 1-800 phone number on it.
You know, you have rights. You can't have anybody hurt you or attack you for racial discrimination in the wake of the attacks that have gone on.
Unfortunately, many other ethnicities who are perceived as Muslim are also being attacked. यहाँ पे जो आजकल मुसलमानों के साथ जो तकलीफ हो रही है ना, जो यहाँ पे मार डाल रहे हैं ना मुसलमानों को.
Could we just leave some
leave it
here?
away.
That's okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Great. Thank you so much.
If there were more things you can put over there too.
Oh, wonderful. You can go to the
very
website.
good idea, you know.
I mean, if we can convert one soul into believing that terrorism is not the answer, then I think that we have done justice.
Not only that, but also educate people who believe that Islam is the equivalent to terrorism.
Right. We were able to bring this together in like 4 days, and there were maybe 4 of us, women, who brought this all together. We're so happy all these people have shown up, and that it is a peaceful rally. We condemn any terrorist act directed towards civilians. Terrorism does not equal Islam. We're all angry, but I think we have a little bit more sensitivity to the issue because we're saying, wait, let's look at the source of the problem. What are these people's grievances, however unjustified they may be? Let's try to solve those problems to eliminate them, not kill one terrorist to start up another 100.
flag mean to you?
It means the whole household, everything in it.
That's a memory, and that's a memory lost. It'll always be in people's heart.
We put on a flag because we're Americans and we're proud of America and we believe in America and we know we're going to get through this bigger and better than ever.
I got the nice bandanas right here. American proud.
This is CameraPlanet.com, where you can tell your story to the world. We're making a new kind of video, professionally produced programming that's edgy, raw, and unique because it's shot and told by real people.
I think it's really great to edit your own videos. You could put the waves you want on and what you like. You know, it's not like someone's making a video for you, you know?
From our extraordinary coverage of the World Trade Center disaster.
Oh my God! My name's Emily, I'm 17 years old, and this is my life.
To the fascinating lives of ordinary people.
I suspected it for a few months, but over the summer he told me that he was gay.
So are you ready to share your story with the world? Just go to CameraPlanet.com and click on the Submit Your Story button, and we'll help you turn your story into great TV. CameraPlanet.com. It's time to tell your story to the world.
CameraPlanet.
Where we're always free to choose, never free enough to find. I wish something would break, 'cause we're running out of time. And I'm overcome, yeah. I'm overcome. Holy water in my lungs. Women in the street, pulling out their hair. My master's in the yard, giving light to the unaware. This plastic little plate is just a step amongst the stairs, and I am overcome, yeah. I am overcome. But I'm parking this open space, but locking the gates of love. And I am overcome, yeah. I am overcome, baby. Holy water in my lungs.
Right.